My ex-wife falsely accused me of kidnapping our kids to get full custody over them. I'm a 32-year-old dad of two amazing kids, Liam, 8, and Mia, 6. I've been divorced from their mom, Sarah, for a few years, but we co-parent pretty well. Or at least I thought we did. It all started when I took the kids for a weekend trip to visit my parents. We went to a small cabin in the mountains, about a 2-hour drive from the city. It was supposed to be a fun getaway, just us and some nature. I made sure to send a text to Sarah, letting her know we were leaving, and when we'd be back. I also called her a couple of times, just to keep things smooth, you know? So, no issues there. But the nightmare began the next day when I was out getting firewood for the cabin. I got back to find police waiting for me, asking me all kinds of questions. Apparently, Sarah had gone to the cops and reported me for kidnapping the kids. I was stunned. At first, I thought it was some sort of mix-up. I mean, she knew where we were. We had plans to return Sunday night, and I had texted her every update. But no, she was adamant. She said I had taken the kids without her permission, even though we had joint custody, and it was my weekend to have them. To make things even crazier, the cops, instead of just taking my word for it, started questioning the kids. And of course, Mia, who's the younger one, was totally confused about why the cops were there. Liam, the older one, tried to explain, but they didn't want to hear it. By the end of the day, the cops decided to err on the side of caution and took the kids into protective custody, claiming I might have brainwashed them into going along with some false story. They sent me home, and Sarah picked up the kids a few hours later, after some interviews and a whole lot of drama. I was devastated. I couldn't believe this was happening. My kids were being torn away from me because of a baseless accusation. Sarah told me I could fight it in court, which honestly felt like a slap in the face after she put me through all that. But here's where it gets juicy. I'm a pretty mild-mannered guy, but I'm also not the kind of person who takes this kind of crap lying down. So, I decided to get some legal help. I started digging around and found a few things that really made me want to get back at Sarah. First, I hired a private investigator, PI. The guy was a pro, and within a couple of days, he found out that Sarah had been in a secret relationship with another guy for the past 6 months. This wasn't just a casual fling, she was actually planning on moving in with him. I also learned that she had been making up stories about me to her friends, telling them I was dangerous and a bad influence on the kids, even though I've always been a responsible father. Now, I didn't want to use this info to get back at her immediately. But then the cherry on top came. The PI discovered that Sarah had also been leaking false information about me to a few of her friends who were close to the local family court judge. Turns out, she was feeding them stories to paint me as this unfit parent, hoping to use that as ammunition to get full custody. So, I had a bombshell in my back pocket. But here's where my revenge plan started coming together. I didn't just want to win in court. I wanted her to feel the pain of what she had done to me in the most legally and ethically clean way possible. So I filed for an emergency custody hearing and brought up everything. Her secret relationship, her leaks to friends, the fact that she'd falsely accused me of kidnapping, and I also included the texts and evidence from the PI. As expected, Sarah tried to play the victim in court, saying I was the one causing all the drama. But the judge wasn't having any of it. The court ruled that I was the better parent, and that Sarah's actions were undermining the well-being of the children.